Welcome back, my dear students of class 9th. Dear students, this video is going to continue with the chapter that is the animal tissue. My dear students, some part of the animal tissue that has been discussed, and in today's video you will be able to learn about the remaining part of the animal tissue, and that remaining part is the fluid connective tissue and nervous tissue. So let us discuss about the fluid connective tissue and nervous tissue in this video. Dear student, I am Rajendra from LPM Public School, Gola Bazar, Gorakhpur, presenting this video for your learning. So let us start fluid connective tissue. Fluid connective tissue. My dear student, in my previous video you have studied about the some fluid connective tissue, that is the blood. So let us have a recap on the blood. As you know, the blood is having three types of the cells, that are RBC, WBC and platelets. So these three types of the cells, these are present in the blood, apart from the water and other organic and inorganic substances. So these cells are called blood plasma, and this is having the percentage that is around the 55% that is present inside the blood, and rest remaining, that is the other material apart from the 75, apart from the water, that is around the 45% which is present in the blood. So the blood is having the role to connect the one part of the body to other part of the body by the transporting the substances, transporting the gases, and defending the body from the different pathogens that they are coming inside the body as a invader. So that has been discussed. My dear student, now come to discuss next fluid, that is the lymph. Dear student, the lymph, that is the colorless substance. So this is the colorless, and it is made up of lymphocytes. Dear student, these lymphocytes are the cells which are responsible for making our acquired immune system, because the WBC is also producing antibody. So this WBC is a part of the innate immune system that is meant for the defense, but specific defense system is the lymphocytes, because the B lymphocytes, they are responsible for the registering the structure and properties of a foreign pathogen, that whether they are virus, bacteria, fungi, etc. And according to their memory, second time they will be available to produce the antibodies with the collaboration of the WBC. And T lymphocytes, so B lymphocyte and T lymphocyte. So T lymphocyte along with the WBC, they invade and they perform the first line protection. But this B lymphocyte is responsible for memory. It registers memory of a pathogen, and subsequently formation of antibodies takes place in the these lymphocytes. So whenever they are required in the blood, they go to the blood, and whenever the WBC required in the lymph, the WBC come into the lymph. As far as the antibodies concept is concerned, another function of the lymph is to carry or to transport the fat molecule. Fat molecules are transported by the help of this lymph, and the flow of the blood is very fast while the flow of the lymph is very slow. The blood is having red color because of the hemoglobin, but the lymph is having colorless. It don't have any color because of the absence of the heme, absence of the iron in this, but only protein is present in this lymph, that is the globin. So globin is present but heme is not present, that is why there is no hemoglobin and there is no color. So this is the colorless substance that flow in the lymphatic vessels along with the blood vessels. Along with the blood vessels, the lymphatic vessels spread throughout the body, and they carry the lymphocytes, fat molecule and other WBC, antibodies, etc. for the protection of the body. So this is the second connective tissue, fluid connective tissue. Blood is the first connective tissue. And my dear student, come to the third one, that is the areolar tissue. So now let us see what is the areolar tissue. You will understand the areolar tissue by understanding this blood and lymph. And along with the blood and lymph, come to areolar. My dear student, the areolar tissues are tissues. They are called tissue fluid also. Tissue fluid. This is very important as far as the different absorption of different component in the body, access of the different component in the body. The blood vessels and lymph diffuse the excess components like lymphocytes, WBC, RBC, inorganic substance, ions, protein, glucose, etc. in the form of a tissue fluid, and this tissue fluid or areolar tissue get deposited in between the spaces. Suppose this is a tissue organ, this is a tissue, so in between the space there is a areolar tissue that get deposited as a result of the diffusion of the excess material which is floating in the blood or which is floating in the lymph, that is containing the both blood component and lymph component. So areolar tissue is the rich reservoir of the essential contents that is present inside this. And whenever the requirement will be there in the blood vessels and lymphatic vessels, then these tissue fluid get absorbed inside the lymphatic vessels and blood vessels for the purpose for what they get absorbed. Therefore, students, these are the three tissue fluid: number 1 blood, number 2 lymph, and number 3 areolar tissue. And finally, we came on the topic of discussion of the nervous tissue, which is the last topic of this chapter. So now let us see the nervous tissue. My dear student, as you know, the nervous system of human or any animal, any higher animal, that is consisted of its unit cells, and that unit cells are called neuron. So nervous tissues are made up of a group of cells that is called neuron. Now let us see the structure of the neuron. Here, nucleus, and this nucleus this cell body continues as the axon. So in this nucleus, these are the dendrites. These are the dendrites. This is cytosol, this is nucleus, and this is axon. This is axon. Dear student, this axon is covered with the myelin sheath for the protection of this axon. So this is the myelin sheath, and this myelin sheath and this is axon, this is cytosol or cell body. You can say this is cell body, and this is nucleus. These are dendrites. And these are the nerve endings. So dear student, this is the unit of this is cytoplasm inside it. This is the unit cell of the nervous system. It join together. They get joined together, and they form the nerves. And the nerves or nervous tissue form the nervous system. The nervous system components are the central nervous system, which is having the brain and spinal cord, and peripheral nervous system, which is having the sensory and motor neuron, in the voluntary and autonomous nervous system. So my dear student, one thing more that has to be discussed here. This is the synapse, and synapse is the junction of the two neuron. This is called synapse, and by this synapse, this is a gap in between the two neurons, and in this place there will be the neurochemical transmission, which is called ACH. Acetylcholine is the chemical which transmits from one cell to other cell, and finally the message goes to the central nervous system, and message is coming from the central nervous system to the respective organ for the proper functioning. And this is called the neurochemical transmission. So my dear student, this is all about the animal tissue, and now we will be able to discuss the question and answer in the next video. Thank you.